Hey y'all! Well, we're back for the speaker unboxing. And first I want to give a shout out to Crutchfield, who I bought these from. They were super easy to deal with. It was a little weird setting up an account with them or a profile. Anyway, I got that sorted through because I wanted to have it accounted with the tracking and all that stuff. Anyway, got that done. 2 days shipping. Free, which I would assume for something at this price point they give you free shipping, and it was super well boxed. Like, this box was inside the factory box with the pair, and then Crutchfield put it inside of another box, and of course UPS kicked the side of it in, which, I think they use big boxes like this for wheel chocks for their trucks. But anyway, this interior box wasn't even touched, and so that just shows if it can make it through UPS and the actual box for the item itself isn't touched, they did it right. And so to me, this was a really fun thing to do for the channel. I let you guys give me some suggestions. And be honest, I already had these on my radar before I posted that video. But man, y'all blew up the comments giving suggestions. And it was kind of what I expected, a mixed bag. I got a lot of these, you need a 15-inch open baffle, in whatever. It's like I told y'all I wanted a bookshelf speaker. And I'm not sure many people read the thing. They just read the title and started typing. And other people were like, oh yeah, you need some, Cornwall, these giant clip speakers, which I've got a pair of them, and they don't work in my house. I did a video on that once about how these giant speakers, I have to get rid of half the furniture in my room. And because of the way the front door enters into this room, you have to leave a walkway behind whatever you put there. You can't put them up against the wall. There's a closet door. This door to my downstairs is right here on that wall, so you can't put them there. If you put the couch on the other side of the room, again, you're like 5 or 6 feet from the speakers, and they just blow your brains out with those horns. So, thanks for you folks that talked about bookshelf speakers. I did go slightly over the budget. I think I said I'm looking to spend $2,500, and these were $3,000. Brand new. These are the latest version. I could have gotten an earlier version of this speaker for a little over half the price, but I saw what Klipsch did with their RP600Ms, even though I do like the earlier ones better. But I know a lot of manufacturers, when they come out with a second version, they definitely make some improvements. And so I was like, if I'm going to spend, in for a penny, in for a pound, I just decided to pull the trigger and get the newest ones that are on the market. Nobody picked these speakers, much less even this manufacturer. And reading on the internet, everybody in every forum post parrots, you can't use those with tubes. And I just don't believe it looking at the specs. Hey, I could be wrong. I could be sending these things back, and I could see where maybe they wouldn't be the best speaker to use with a low-powered single-ended triode like a 2A3 or something. Probably not the best speaker to use with that. But they're rated at, I think, 44 hertz to 40K, which obviously I'm not going to hear up there, but yeah, that's what they're rated. And they're rated 88 dBs. These are a little bigger than my RP600Ms, but they're also front ported. And one of the things I wanted to experiment with was, because of the way my speakers are placed in like this little bay window kind of setup that I've got, that just, it fits the room and it's what I want to do. That having them front ported might get rid of some of the bass boominess that the rear ported speaker, but then to get back some of that bass that I'm probably losing, I wanted to go to an 8-inch driver, because one of the things I've learned is that when you get below a 6.5-inch driver, the bass definitely just goes away and you got to put a sub in the room. And I bought a 6.5-inch front ported triangle speaker and realized that it had less bass. It could have just been the speaker, but it had less bass than my RP600Ms. And so these have an 8-inch woofer. They're a 2-way speaker, because I feel like that those 3-way speakers, you get into a much more complicated crossover, which probably are harder to drive. I know you guys are like, just shut up and take the box off and show us the speaker. So, again, I know this wasn't on any of y'all's bingo cards. Obviously, I haven't even listened to these yet. But I wanted to do this unboxing so I can get these things set up and start playing some music to them and see if I like them. And again, this may not work great with even a 300B. Pretty sure my KT120s will drive them. And even if they won't, I know a 40-watt push-pull like the R8 is going to drive these, and it'll give me something to test with some higher power amps, or some of these solid state amps. People are saying, yeah, you need, speakers that are a little less efficient, but still 88 dBs, if they're not lying about the spec, should be good enough. So without further ado, let's pull the box off. Obviously, they have these super well packaged. So let me tilt this up and pull off the first layer of protection that they put on these. And like I said, I'm never going to complain about a manufacturer over protecting their product and packaging. And whoop, got another box. And before I pull off this second bag, I'm going to go ahead and open up the grill box. And this will absolutely give away what these things are. And some of you may have already guessed just from me saying that. And out comes the grill. Have you guessed yet? Are y'all playing at home? Kind of like Jeopardy, right? Anyway. Da-da-da. There we go. Some JBLs. One thing I love, the classic look of those grills, even if I don't use them. And here's the speaker. Let me go ahead and get it off of this little styrofoam thing. And here we go. This is the L82 Classic Mark II. And this is obviously the smaller version of their Classic 100 series that they've been making forever. And I think everybody talks about those larger speakers when they're talking about them not being tube friendly at all. And hey, I may find out here in a minute that these just don't work at all. But I really don't like so many people just parroting what they've heard on the internet, on some forum, from some guy that A, has never listened to these speakers, and B, doesn't have any tube amps. So why do we all take people like that word as gospel? I did read a couple of reviews about these speakers, and the few reviews that I found, not the 100 series, these smaller ones, people love them. And even if I can't drive it with a 300B and I have to use a KT88 amp, it's just another repertoire in my whole listening, inventory of stuff to listen to play with. And who knows, I may end up changing my room around. I may end up putting these on stands. God forbid, I may even end up driving them with some solid state stuff. Who knows? But I just can't imagine that a company that's been around as long as JBL has is going to make some really garbage speakers. The other thing that really swayed me to this was the tweeter attenuator. I just think that's an awesome feature that more speakers should have. And I know a lot of you guys are streaming with DSP equalizers and all that stuff. And you know how I feel about the equalizers and all that stuff. I like having turntable, 2 preamp, 2 amp or whatever amp I'm going to use, and then the speaker with no tone control. I do the tone control with tubes and other stuff. But having the ability to fine-tune the high frequency response, I really felt I could make these work. And let me pop the grill on here, but I just really think that's just a great looking speaker. So anyway, let me get this thing hooked up to my system. I'm going to try using it with my 300B amp first. And then, obviously, if that doesn't have enough oomph to drive them, hook my KT120 monoblocks up. And then, last case, I've got my R8. And I just can't imagine that 40 plus watts of tube power wouldn't drive a pair of these speakers that are rated 88 dB. So, again, part of it was the size. I like the 8-inch woofer. I liked it being front ported. The attenuator. And it's got good reviews. So sorry guys, no one wins the prize for the question that I put out in the little contest I put on. But, still one speaker to go. Got another pair that I ordered that are going to be here Friday. And I'll give y'all a hint. Somebody in the comments for the original video suggested these speakers. So I went on my own here. I took your suggestion on the second pair of speakers that I bought to use on the channel. And got 2 days for you guys to try to guess what that may be. And if you've already made your 3 guesses, we'll start over. We'll reboot that contest and you can start guessing today on what you think that might be. I do want to listen to these things for at least a couple of weeks before I, make any kind of comments on them and try them with some different amplifiers. Let them burn in good, because I plan on keeping these unless I just really hate them, which I can't imagine. So, don't hold your breath on getting a review video on these, but I wanted to drop this unboxing just, hey, because this is fun. So if you're enjoying this content, or you want to see my review on this, subscribe to the channel so you get notifications. I think there's a little bell notification thing down there too. Please like the video. That helps the algorithm and other people see my fun content. Thanks to all you Patreon supporters and folks that otherwise support the channel. It helps me be able to buy stuff like this, and I can legit say, this wasn't a gift somebody gave me, and this wasn't even something somebody sent to me to try or to review that I got to ship back. I bought this with my money, and so it's 100% going to be an honest review. And I think that's why you love my channel. So anyway, till the next video, have a great day.